So you're planning to study abroad. That's amazing. But there's this one piece of paper that kind of stands between you and that dream university. And no, it's not your acceptance letter. You've already got that. We're talking about the education loan approval letter. And today we are going to break it all down. You've already done the hard part, right? You aced the tests, you wrote the essays, and that dream acceptance letter is finally in your hands. You are so close to packing your bags for that global classroom. The excitement is real, and it absolutely should be. But hang on, before you actually step on that plane, there's one last little lock you've got to open. But don't think of this as a hurdle, think of it as the key. So what exactly is this key? And, why does it have so much power over your study abroad plans? Let's get into it. Okay, so in simple terms, the education loan approval letter is just a formal document from a bank that says, yep, your loan is approved. But really, it's so much more than that. I want you to think of it as your financial passport. It's the official proof you need that you have the money to make this whole dream a reality. So why is this financial passport so critical? Well, it does two incredibly important jobs at once. First, it proves to your university, hey, they can actually afford to be here. And second, it tells the visa office, yes, they're financially secure. So this one single letter becomes the foundation for both getting fully accepted and getting your visa approved. All right, so we know it's a huge deal. The big question now is, what do you actually need to get one? Let's put together the ultimate document checklist so you can make sure there are zero delays. Believe it or not, the whole process really boils down to just 8 key documents. Let's run through them. The easiest way to think about this list is to break it into 3 parts. First, you've got to prove who you are. That's your ID and your address proof. Second, you prove you've earned your spot. That means your academic records and that all-important admission letter. And third, you prove you can pay for it all. That's where your bank statements, your co-applicant's income, and any collateral documents come in. If you can get these 8 things in order, you've just knocked out the #1 cause of delays. So you've got all your papers in a neat pile. What happens next? Let's walk through the actual process and see how you go from a stack of documents to that approval letter in your hands. Right off the bat, you've got a big choice to make, and it's a classic trade-off. Do you want to save money or do you want to save time? Public banks, well, they often have lower interest rates, which is great, but their process can be, well, slow. On the other hand, private lenders might get you approved way faster, but you'll probably pay for that speed with a higher interest rate. It's a really critical choice to make right at the start. Once you've picked a lender, the journey is pretty clear. It's a 6-step roadmap. You start by checking if you're eligible, then you gather and submit your documents and file the application. After that, the lender does their homework. That's the verification and credit check, before finally giving you that approval. Now listen up because this part is absolutely crucial. If there is one place to be totally obsessive about details, it's during that application and verification phase. Accuracy is everything. One tiny mistake can cause a major, super stressful delay or even get you rejected. So please double check, then triple check everything. Okay, so that's the standard way of doing things. But you don't want to be standard, right? You want to be fast. So let's dive into a few pro tips that can help you grab control and really speed up this whole timeline. And just look at the difference good preparation can make. It's staggering. The standard wait time can be up to a whole month, but with the right strategy, you could shrink that all the way down to just 7 to 10 days. I mean, when university or visa deadlines are breathing down your neck, that isn't just a small win. That's a total game changer. So how do you do it? How do you get on that faster track? Well, think of it in 3 ways. First, be prepared. Apply really early and make sure you have a good credit score. Second, be strategic. Apply to more than one lender so you have backup options. And always use the faster online portals if you can. And third, don't be afraid to get help. Some students find that working with an education consultancy really helps them navigate all the tricky parts. In the end, it really all comes down to this. All this planning and organization, it's not just about paperwork. It's about trading a little bit of careful planning right now for a faster, smoother, and way less stressful journey when it really matters. All right, so to get the ball rolling, I'm going to leave you with this one question. Looking back at that checklist we talked about, what's the very first document you're going to track down for your application? Just picking one to start with is a huge